Very good morning, folks. At the outset, let me welcome each and every one of you for this third day of Fast Track webinar session. Let me screen share first. Good. Very good morning, friends. Welcome you all for the Fast Track webinar series for CA Intermediate. This is paper 3, Cost and Management Accounting, and we are in day 3. Today we are going to see a very interesting topic, chapter 15, Budget and Budgetary Control. Now, before I go into this chapter, I have 3 important messages. Number 1, there is a blog. This is 3spro.blogspot.com. This is my blog where all the videos, the material will be uploaded, and especially the past 3 days material will be uploaded today. You can go there and download. Number 1. Number 2, there is a button below this. I repeat, there is a button called subscribe. Click that button. So those who have not clicked it, it is a complimentary subscription. Please click that, and whenever there is any program or any video online, when I'm coming here, you will be notified. So therefore, please subscribe that. Third information, tomorrow's session, it won't be from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. It is not in morning. It is in evening from 4:15 to 5:15. I repeat, from 4:15 to 5:15. So I will be sharing that particular link in my channel. You can come and join me at 4:15 p.m. tomorrow. So Sunday, day 4 session, which is October 4th, we are going to meet evening at 4:15. Good. So with this 3, let me first take you into the topic called budget and budgetary control. Okay. This is going to be a very interesting topic. Why? Because I'm going to first share with you, for the simple reason, the concept of budget. Okay. Please understand the different meaning of the term called budget, estimate, forecast, standard. This is the words. These are the words which generally students will have they may actually get mixed up with. And I think rightly they have kept this chapter as a last chapter, where after you understand more about marginal costing, standard costing, then you come for budget. And they have rightly put this, budget is actually what they call it as budgetary control. It is actually a technique. It is actually a technique. Okay. Now, how these words are interrelated, or it is a synonym, it is not so. Budget, estimate, okay, forecast, and standard. I want to share with you something very interesting, guys, here. Remember that this term budget, okay, budget is always for a period. This I have told you in standard costing itself. Standard is always per unit of measurement. UOM. I don't want to call it as per unit. Per unit means always you will think that it is per product. Okay, it is not so. It is per day, per hour, per unit. Okay, so unit per hour, hours per unit, days per hour, hours per days. So weeks per hour, hours per week. So all these will come in standard. So standard is always per unit of measurement. Okay. And forecast is with respect to events. And estimate is actually futuristic. Budget itself is futuristic only. It is never to turn back. But remember, guys, budget you can prepare fixing certain things. What is it? Look back Okay, you can prepare budget as a extrapolation. What is called as extrapolation? What is the extrapolation? Last 3-year data, just linearly you grow it. Okay, that is called extrapolation. So this is also a budget. So based on the past performance. Another, based on your futuristic, you estimate based on your forecasted events, future events. So you estimate based on the future events. So these are the two things you need to understand about budget. So I'll just make this one sentence very, very important to all of you. Budget is an estimate of forecasted events using standard rates. This is how it is connected. So please be very careful about. So budget is on top of it, and you need to know about your future forecasted events. Like event means tomorrow it will rain. That is an event. So next week I am going to launch. So 1 month later I am going to buy a machinery. These are all event. What is an event? Based on event only transactions will happen. Okay, good. And standard always is per unit of measure. Please remember. This is how standard and budget is connected. And where this flexible budget will come. So please wait. That is the first topic we are going to do. Your exam questions are mostly based on flexible budget, zero-based budget, and maybe operational budget, master budget, cash budget, all this. So one by one, I'll try to unravel it now. So this is with respect to, I'll just share with you one very, very interesting point. Why this word control is being brought. Why this word control is brought. I want to share with you one very important message. For example, NGOs, non-government organization, non-profit organization, government departments, okay, they actually function based on budgets. So per project, okay, so dam construction. So the total cost of the dam is 800 crores, 8,000 crores project cost, and it is a budget, a period, forecasted events, estimate based on standards, and the funding will be based on your events what you complete. And unless and otherwise you submit those periodic requirements and budgets, fund will be slow and slowly released based on your completion. So that is why budget is a control mechanism. And every company, they always work based on what do you call it as a budget. Any kind of expenditure for that matter. Sales, R&D, advertisement, anything for that matter. Okay, good. Now we have understood the fundamental of budget. I am now taking you into this topic. Very important topic I'm going to take you now. Zero-based and all I will come a little later once after completing one topic. Okay. This is question number 1. Please look at this question. This is ABC Limited. Okay. Currently operating at 75% of its capacity in the past 2 years. Okay. The levels of operations were 55%, 65%, 75%. Okay. Presently, the production is 75,000. So, currently 75% and 75% means 75,000. So, therefore, so what is this question? ABC Limited. Practical problem 1. Okay. ABC Limited. I think this is what is given to you. So, I will call this as working note 1. Okay. This is given. Okay. Data. This is already data that is given in the question. So let me now prepare this properly. Okay. Data given in the question. So what is it? 55%. This is capacity. Company is planning for 85%. So 55, 65, 75. So this is 55%. 65%, 75%, 85% is your question. You have to prepare that. But what is given? These three are given. Okay. So what are your units? 75% is 75,000. This is given. So naturally, 65% is 65,000, 55% is 55,000, 85% is 85,000. I didn't say. It is given in the question. Okay. So I'm only going to do this first term. Okay. So after this, I'll prepare this. Okay. So what is given is this is what is given. Direct material 11 lakhs, 13 lakhs, 15 lakhs. So material cost. So it is 11 lakhs, 13 lakhs, 15 lakhs. 11 lakhs, 13 lakhs, 15 lakhs. Okay. I think something is wrong. So one more zero I have taken. Yeah. So it is 11 lakhs, 13 lakhs, 15 lakhs. So for your information, what is your working note to 2? Okay. Per unit cost, material, I'll call it as material cost per unit. So please look at this 11 lakhs divided by 55,000. It is 20 rupees. Here also 20 rupees. Here also 20 rupees. Wow. So therefore, variable material cost is a variable cost. Easy. So 20 rupees. So take it. Now what is the next one? You have got the labor cost. Labor cost. So labor cost is actually 5.5 lakhs, 6.5 lakhs, 7.5 lakhs. So 5.5 lakhs, 6.5 lakhs, 7.5 lakhs. So working note number 3 with respect to labor cost. Whether it is variable or fixed, we will divide and find out. 5,50,000 divided by 55,000, 10. All are 10. So 10 rupees, 20 rupees and 10 rupees. Wow. So we have got labor also this. Now come to your factory overhead and look at administration overhead 160, 160, 160. Wow. Then it is fixed cost. So admin, I'll bring it here. Administration cost. So it is 160. 1,60,000. So 1,60,000 for all. So therefore, I will call this as working note number 4. I will not call it variable cost. I will call it as admin cost. Admin is FC. Okay, 1,60,000. Forever it is 1,61,000. Okay, these are all fixed. All right. Good. So out of your question, direct material, labor, admin is over. Now come to factory overheads. Okay, factory overheads. So factory overheads, how much it is? 310, 330, 350. 310, 330, 350. So now let's see working note number 5. So this is factory overheads. I don't know whether it is variable or fixed. So let us divide this. So let's divide 3,10,000 divided by 55. Oh, some chiller it is coming. Here also 5.63. No, it is reducing. Wow, it is reducing. Wow. So as the unit increases, cost decreases. That means this is semi-variable. What do you mean by semi-variable? SV. Semi-variable. So why it is semi-variable, guys? Fixed and variable both are included. Now, how do I find the fixed cost? So fixed factory overhead and variable factory overhead. How do I find the fixed factory overhead and variable factory overhead? Find the difference. 20,000 for 20,000 For extra 10,000 units, 20,000 extra cost. Please look here. 3,30,000 to 310, 20,000 extra. 10,000 extra units, you spend 20,000 extra. So that means take the difference between 330 minus 310 divided by, okay, your 65 minus 55. Okay, good. So 2 rupees. The same you can do for the next one. 2 rupees. That means 20,000 by 10,000, same 2 rupees. So your variable factory overhead is 2. So what is your variable factory overhead, which is variable cost per unit? All these are per unit. So now, what is your variable? This is not per unit. I'll multiply now. So 2 into 55,000, 1,10,000, 1,30,000. Then what is your fixed factory overheads? It is not variable. It is not fixed factory overheads. Your fixed factory overhead is fixed cost. So naturally, it is 3,10,000 minus 1,10,000. 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 2 lakhs. So very good. So your factory overhead, I am now going to divide into 2. Variable factory overhead and fixed factory overheads. This is fixed admin overheads. Admin cost, I will not call it as the admin overheads. So let me delete this. So I think you have workings here. So therefore, so this is 2 rupees, 2 rupees, 2 rupees. So what is your variable and what is your fixed factory overhead? 2 lakhs. Fixed factory overhead is 2 lakhs. And what is your variable factory overheads? 2 rupees. So this into 2. So 1,10,000, 130, and 150. That's all. So this is fixed factory overhead is 2 lakhs. Okay, good. So now you have got the factory overhead is 3,10,000, 3,30,000, 3,50,000. 3,10,000, 3,30,000, 3,00,000. Now selling overheads. Similarly, let us try selling overheads. Selling overheads. So what is selling overheads, guys? So sorry. So now we have done working note number 2, 3, 4, 5. Working note number 5 is fact. Now working note number 6. This is with respect to selling overheads. Okay. Whether it is semi-variable or fixed cost, we are going to find that. So what is selling overheads? 320, 360, 4 lakhs. 320, 360, 4 lakhs. So now let's divide, guys. So let's divide 3,20,000 divided by 55,000. 3,20,000 divided by 55,000. Oh, I think this also you have some semi-variable content. So 360 by 65. 360 by 65. Oh, wow, I think it is reducing. So this also has a semi-variable content. Okay. So let's see what is the semi-variable. Okay. So fixed factory overhead and I think this is semi-variable. Remove this. So let's find out that content now. So what is your fixed factory overhead and variable factory overheads? Let's find that. Okay, similar to this. So, so what is your variable selling overhead, which will be variable cost per unit? I have to find per unit. How to find the per unit, guys? The difference between these two, 360 minus 320. 360 minus 320 divided by 65 minus 55. 65,000 minus 55,000, which is 40,000 by 10,000. So 4 rupees. So most probably the same should be there even for this next one. So what is it? 4 lakhs minus 3 lakh 60. 4 lakhs minus 3 lakh 60 divided by 75 minus 65. 75,000 minus 65,000. Or 4 rupees. Okay. So therefore, 4 rupees is your variable overheads. So what is your variable selling overheads? So what is your variable selling overheads? So it is 4 into 55,000. 2,20,000. So what is your fixed selling overheads? Which is, your question says it is selling overhead is 320. So 3,20,000 minus 2,20,000. Similarly, 3,60,000 minus 2,60,000. Similarly, 4 lakhs minus 3 lakhs. So 1 lakh. So 1 lakh is your fixed. So your fixed selling overheads, your I will call this as variable selling overheads. Okay, so variable selling overheads is fixed selling overheads is 1 lakh. So 1 lakh is your fixed selling overheads, and variable selling overhead just now we saw. It is how much per unit? 4 rupees. So 55,000 into 4. Similarly, 65,000 into 4. So 2,20,000 plus 1 lakh is 320. 2,60,000 plus 1 lakh is 360. 3 lakh plus 1 lakh is 1. So this is your variable cost. So what is your total variable cost? This is your variable cost. This is your variable. This is your fixed cost. I'll call this as fixed cost. So what's your fixed cost? It is same throughout. It is 4,60,000. This is your fixed cost. So what is your variable material cost per unit? This is material cost per unit. This is labor cost per unit. This is variable fixed overhead per unit. This is selling overheads per unit. This is admin fixed cost. This is fixed factory overheads. This is fixed selling overheads. And this is fixed admin overhead. So this is what is we have just now computed. Using this, I have to find for 85,000. Okay, good. So let us compute it one by one. And based on this, I come to the question now. So what the question says. So this is the data that has been given. Company is planning for 85% capacity. Okay. Profit is estimated 20% of sales. All of you know 1/5 of sales means 1/4 on cost. Please note down that also. Working note number 7. Profit. So profit, please remember this percentage to what is it? The fraction to percentage. You should be very, very thorough. Okay, 20% means 1/5. And remember, 1/5 on sales means 1/4 on cost. 1/7 on sales means 1/6 on cost. 1/3 on cost means 1/4 on sales. These are all thumb rules, and please be very thorough in these thumb rules. So 20% on sales. So remember, if it is 1/5 on sales, it means 1/4 on cost. Total cost. Okay. So remember this also. This is also given in the question. Following increase in cost are expected during the year. direct material, labor, variable factory, variable selling, fixed factories, fixed admin, everything is increased. Everything is increased. So I think we'll keep this here. This is your, I will now copy this here. I'll call this working note number 8. Okay, revised. I'll call this as revised. What is your per unit? Okay, existing. Okay, so the existing will be then per unit. Maybe I'll call this, I'll not use this here. So what is material cost per unit? 20. Labor cost per unit? 10. Variable factory overheads? 2. Variable selling overheads? 4. Wow. So this is your total, guys. Yeah. Now, per unit, which is revised. What is this? Material cost 8% increase. So on this, add 8%. So 21.6. So your new material cost will be 21 points. Labor cost 5% increase. So on this, add 5%. Variable factory overhead. So on this, add 5%. Okay. Variable selling overheads. On 4 rupees, add 8%. Okay. So this is your revised per unit. Wow. This is a revised per unit. Now what is your factory? Fixed factory overheads. Fixed factory overheads. I'm sorry. Fixed factory overheads is 2 lakhs. Fixed admin overheads 1,60,000. Fixed selling overheads 1 lakh. So this is your total, guys. Yes, this is your total. So now what is, I will not call this as per unit. This is budgeted. Now budgeted, revised budget. So what is this? Fixed factory overheads will go by 10%. Wow. Fixed factory overheads go by 10%. So 2,20,000. Then fixed admin overheads will go by 10%. So 1,76,000. Fixed selling overhead will go by 15%. Fixed selling overhead will go by 15%. So this is your total, guys. 5,11,000. So now with this we need to actually find out what is our total cost. Okay. So I think I will keep it here itself. So this part I will call this as, I'll give a different color. Okay. So this is your flexible budget. Okay. So now 85,000 into your per unit is how much? 21.6. So 18,36,000. So that is your material cost. Similarly, 85,000 into your labor cost is 10.5. Similarly, your variable factory overheads is 2.1. Similarly, your variable selling overheads is 4.3. So this is your variable cost. Variable cost. The total variable cost is, this is your total, 37 lakhs. Okay. 24,200. Now what is your fixed factory overheads? Revised 2,20,000. Fixed admin overhead 1,76,000. Fixed selling overhead 1,15,000. So your total fixed overhead is 5 lakh 11. Wow. So this is your 32, 74, 200 is your variable cost, is fixed cost. So what is your total cost? Your total cost is 32 lakh 74 200 plus 5 lakh. So it is 37 lakh 85,200. And all of you know, add profit. What is profit? Just now we understood. Profit is 1/5 on sales, means 1/4 on cost. So on 35 lakhs 85, 1/4 will become 9 lakh 46 300. So your sales, maybe I'll just bring this down. Your sales is actually 35 85 200 plus 946 300. On this you calculate 20%, you will get 946 200. So your sales is 47 lakh 31,500. So this is your sales. Now please look at your question. Prepare flexible budget at 85%. So this is your budget. Okay, flexible. Why the word flexible? Remember guys, this is your flexible budget. This flexible budget always flexed means what? It will show all scenarios. 55 also it will show, 65 also it will show, 75 also it will show, 85 also it will show. So a flexible budget always should be like this only. So statement showing flexible budget at various capacity. Various capacities. Okay, 4 capacities. They identified 4 capacities. That is why it is flexible. See, flexed. This is called flexed. The budget is flexed. Oh, 85, it is like this. This is the profit I get. So you can also calculate profit here, but what does the question says? Prepare flexible budget for 85. All other are data only. This first 3 column is given in the question. I have not done anything. Also, I am getting profit and contribution. Profit we have ascertained. This is your profit. And he is asking contribution. Wow. Guys, what is contribution? All of you know. That is why I have calculated variable cost. I think now you can understand. Contribution is sales minus variable cost. So what is your sales? This minus variable cost is what? It is 32. So 14 lakh 57,300 is your contribution. Put it in green color. This is your contribution. So in one shot, everything you get. So this is your working notes. Very, very important. Okay. So you have to present it. Very simple. Maybe you need not even call this as a data given. The data given is down. Straight away you can call this as statement showing. So you can call this with statement showing flexible budget at various capacities. Straight away this is your answer. So this is how you have to design your answer, guys. Okay, good. Now let me take you to the next question. The following increases has been expected during the done. Now, there are questions they ask on zero-based budgeting. So what is the zero-based budgeting and why it is called as a zero-based budgeting? Okay. Zero-based budgeting, as this table says, as this picture says, 0 to hero. What is the meaning of this 0 to hero means? See, you always do the budget, especially government budgets. What they will do is, oh, last year how much I have spent at 10% or 20%. So like that they will go for a budget, but that is not the budget. So we are in which year now? 2020. Please go back 46 or 47 years back. Okay. Please look at this, what Jimmy Carter has said. Jimmy Carter, he was the former president of America. He can be called as the, what do you say, the guy who introduced the concept of zero-based budgeting. Please look here. This is in the United States. The zero-based budgeting was developed in 1969 at Texas. Jimmy Carter, the then governor of Georgia, was the first to adopt the process zero-based into the government for preparation of the fiscal 1973 budget. 3 years later, sponsored by President. When he contested as governor of Georgia, he contested for the elections. When he contested for election, he announced that when I become president of United States of America, I will implement zero-based budgeting. My baapre. So everybody was surprised, and he got elected and immediately implemented zero-based budgeting by bringing a concept, by bringing an act called the Government Economy and Spending Reform Act 1976. Please look at the year. This is not a new concept. This is a very old concept. What is the meaning? Meaning is very simple. You have to start budgeting from zero. And every expenditure, if you say you are going to prepare an expenditure budget for telephone, you will say telephone expenditure is zero. From that only you have to start. You no. With zero telephone cost, we can't actually operate at all. Then give reasons why you can't operate with zero telephone cost. Give reasons. Then you have to say how much the minimum you need to require. Then you give reasons. If you need to achieve a little more extra, what further more cost you require. So thereby zero-based budgeting is accountable for every rupee you actually budget. Budgeting is not just a mathematic number. It has connected to the facts. It is connected to productivity. It is connected to cost control. So everything. So that is why your study material will say, your exam question will say, please look here. There is a question which they ask. What are the various stages in zero-based budgeting? Okay. There are actually 4 stages. First, you have to identify, then describe, then evaluate. Then you have to rank the prioritization. Then automatically, then you add the cost, you get the budget. So this is the process of zero-based budgeting. Okay, good. Next question I am taking you to. This will be, this is question number 3. This is very important, guys, because this is a question which is connected to variance also. So remember, guys, when I did the variance, you had the connect of the various. I was mentioning to you that budget is also a very important factor to calculate variances. This is one question where they ask a flexible budget and they ask a variance also. So is this a variance question or is it a budget question? Without preparing budget, you cannot go for variance. So very interesting. So look at this question, TQM limited. I repeat, TQM limited. So I'll go to practical problem number 3. So this is PP3. So TQM limited. Very interesting. Has furnished the following information for the month ending 30th June. For the month, this is for the month. So 30th June 20x9. Okay, good. Now, now what do you have to prepare? So you have to prepare the master budget. What he has given actually, he has given the master budget, actual and variance. Okay, that has been given. Units produced and sold, sales, direct material, wages, variable overhead, fixed overhead, everything is given. And standard cost, direct material, how many kilos per rupees, everything is given. Actual results showed that 78,400 kilos of material were used and 70,400 labor hours were recorded. Prepare flexible budget for the month and compare with actual results. What is actual? This is actual. Okay. So therefore, how do you do this? So very similar to this, I will say statement showing flexible budget and variance. Okay. So I will prepare statement showing flexible budget and variance. Okay, so all. So now you have, what do you call it as, master budget. So this is budget. Okay. So I'll call this as budget. Okay. This is master budget. This is flexed budget. Okay. And what is the units? For master budget, it is actually 80,000. And flexed budget, it is actually 72,000 because your actual is how much? So actual is also 72,000. Okay, this is budget, that is actual. This is, let it be here. This is actual. This is master budget, this is flexed budget. And this is actual. Good. So now we need per unit also. So what I will do, I will copy this and keep it here. I will have the standard here. Okay. So what is the standard per unit? Okay. So the standard per unit, I will have it here. So what is the standard cost per unit? This is standard cost per unit. So very interesting. So this part is the very interesting part, all of you guys. Okay, standard cost per unit. So now what is your question? In the question you have sales. Okay, so let me first start with sales. So what is your master budget? 3,20,000. So if it is 3,20,000, so let me. So that means 3,20,000 divided by 80,000. So it is 4 rupees. Okay, it is 4 rupees. So for 72,000 flexed budget, it is 72 into 4. So what is your question? Prepare flexible budget. Okay, this is your answer, guys. This flexible budget is your answer. So I'll put this in orange color. This orange color is your answer. Actual is given to you. What is actual? Actual is 72,000, sales is 2,80,000. 2,80,000. Okay. So now, this is 2,00,000. So now we will find the variance. So the variance between your flexed budget and actual budget. So instead of 280, okay, you have actually sold only, instead of 288, you have sold only 280. Because for 72,000 units, the budget sales is 288. You have only sold 280. So this is 8,000 adverse. So whichever is adverse, I'll put a color. I don't want to put AR. Okay? Then what else you have? Then you have direct material. So material cost. So what is given to this master budget? 80,000. So if it is 80,000, your per unit is how much? 80,000 by 80,000. So it is 1 rupee. So naturally for 72,000, it is 72 into 1. But what is your actual? Actual is given in the question. 73,600. So what is your variance? Instead of 72, you have actually spent 73,600. So it is again, I will say adverse only. Okay. I'll say again adverse. So this also I will put it in adverse. Adverse. So both are adverse. Okay. Good. Here, lesser sales is adverse. Here, higher cost is adverse. Okay, because it is cost. Good. Next, you have labor cost. Labor cost, budget says 120. So per unit is 120 divided by 80,000. 1.5. So 75 into 1.5. This is 108. And what is your actual? Actual is 104,800. Actual is 104,800. And here, instead of 104,800, you have spent only 104. Instead of 108, you have spent only 104,800. So therefore, 3,200 favorable. So 3,200 cost, rupees 3,200 is favorable because you have spent less compared to flex budget. Now come to the variable overheads. Okay, because the question says Prepare flexible budget and compare with actual results. Okay, flexible budget, I'm comparing with actual results. Okay, good. So that's very important. So this is actual. Okay, that is budget. This is budget, or maybe I'll give a different color. This is budget, this is actual. This is master budget. This is actual. So actual, I'll give a, this is actual. Okay, good. So now sales over, material cost over, labor cost over. What else? You have variable overhead, guys. Variable overhead. Variable overhead is how much master budget? 40,000. Wow. 40,000 means it is 40,000 by 80,000. So 50 paisa. So for 72,000, it is 36,000. Actual variable overheads is 37,600. So instead of 36, you have spent 37,600. So this is actually adverse. 1,600 adverse. Okay, good. So now what is your, I think up to this is your variable cost. Variable cost. What is the variable cost? Just add this material, labor, and variable overheads. So this is your flexed. This is your per unit. 3 rupees. So what is your contribution? Okay. So your contribution is contribution per unit. Here total contribution is 320 minus 240. Similarly, here it is 288 minus 260. Similarly, here it is 4 rupees minus 3 rupees, 1 rupee. So that's your contribution per unit. Okay, this is 4 rupees, this is 3 rupees, and this is 1. Good. So now what is your actual variable cost? Your actual variable cost is this. Your actual contribution is 64,000. Okay, good. Now what is your fixed cost? Fixed overhead is 40,000. Fixed cost is 40,000. Okay. And maybe if you wish, you can have it per unit. But per unit is not required. But you have to absorb for flexible overhead. So therefore, this is an absorbed. Therefore, you need 50,000. So if you flex it, you must only spend 36,000. But one thing I want to make very, very important observation. This is a mistake many people will do. Okay, you have to be very, very careful. Caution. I will make this word called caution. Okay. Why I am making this word caution? Because variable, you find the standard cost per unit and you flex it. But for flexible budget for fixed cost, it is same 40,000. Please be careful. Because it is budget. I repeat, it is budget. And for budget is for a period. And what is that period? Here the period is June 2019. It is June, say 2019 or whatever period it is. So therefore, the flexing is only for the variable part, sales part, not for the fixed part. Fixed part, whatever you flex it, cost is 40,000. 40,000 per period. So this per unit is only with respect to maybe to do the further analysis of fixed cost overhead variance analysis, but not for finding the flexible budget. So what is your actual fixed overhead? 39 to 1. So technically, this is your expenditure variance. This is your expenditure variance, and expenditure variance is favorable, guys. Okay, 800 rupees. And what is your profit? Your profit is actually contribution minus fixed cost. Okay, good. So that's your contribution. And guys, here it is 72 minus 40. And this is 50 paisa per unit. Similarly, it is 29,800. That is 24,800. So your profit variance is, instead of 32,000 profit, you have got 24,800 profit. That means you have made a less profit. How much? 7,200. You have made a less profit. Okay. So this is the technical point with respect to. So that is your adverse. Okay. So 8,000 sales adverse, material cost 1,600, 3,200, and fixed cost. You have to be very cautious here. Okay. Good. Now please look at this. Minus 8,000 plus minus 1,600 plus 3,200 minus 1,600 plus 800. Automatically you get 7,200. So this is your tally. Okay, this is your tally. But the question doesn't stop here. The question says you need to prepare material, labor, sales, variable overhead, and fixed overhead expenditure and sales volume profit variance. So let us go one by one. Okay, let us go one by one. So material variance. So material cost variance, let me find. All of you know material cost variance can be divided into material usage variance and material rate variance, otherwise called price variance. Okay. So cost variance will divide into usage and price. So let me find. Always remember, guys, cost variance is always with respect to units. Usage with respect to consumption. Price is always with respect to rate per unit or rate per kg, whatever it is. So how many units you are actual? What is your actual units? Your actual units is 72. Okay, 72. And remember, guys, what is your material cost per unit? Material cost per unit is 4 rupees. Okay, but please look at this. Here it is 1 kg at the rate of 1 rupee per kg. That is different. That is your consumption. So standard cost of the products are as follows: 1 kg at the rate of 1 rupee per kg. So, and what is the meaning of this 1 kg? That means for every 1 kg, every unit, you require 1 kg of material. Okay, you require 1 kg of material. And in this question, 72,000 units are produced. That means standard usage should be 1 kg means 72,000 kilos. So that is the logic here. Okay. So now let us work out what is your per unit cost. Your per unit material cost is 1 rupee. Okay. Your per unit material cost is 1 rupee. So let us go one by one. This is 1 rupee. That is already given to you here as 1 rupee. So now 72,000 units. So what should be your actual material cost? What should be a standard material cost? It's already here. Okay. For 72,000, how much is the actual material cost you have spent? 73,600. 73,600 you have spent. That is your actual material cost. For 72,000 units, for 72,000 units, you have spent 73,600. So there is no doubt with respect to actual cost. But come to standard material cost. 72,000 units, and per unit, it will take 1 rupee. And that is also put here, 1 rupee. So therefore, 72,000 actual units, each unit you will spend 1 rupee. So this is the difference between. So instead of spending 72, you have spent 73,600. So 1,600 adverse. So that is what we have got it. But this 1,600, you have to find what is the usage difference and what is the rate difference. Rate difference directly we will find. Okay, rate difference. What is your actual rate? Okay, what is your actual rate? What is your standard rate? Okay, let me tell you what is your standard rate. Standard rate per kg. Standard rate is given to you, 1 rupee per kg. So it is 1 rupee, guys. But what is your actual rate? The actual rate is 78,400 kilos of materials were used. 74,000 kilos of materials were used. So 78,400 kilos you have consumed, for which you have spent 73,600. So please divide 73,600 divided by 78,400. 400. So what you get is 0.9387755. Some chiller you get. So what is your actual rate? it is 73,600 divided by your number of kilos consumed is 78,400. 78,400. So your consumption is actually 78,400 kilos. So it is 94 paisa. So actually per kilo you have spent only 94 paisa. Instead of 1 rupee you have spent 94 paisa. So it is favorable green color. Favorable green color. Into what is your actual consumption? Your actual consumption is 78,400. So take the difference. Take the difference between 1 rupee and 94 paisa. So this is your savings. This much savings you have made for how many kilos you have consumed? 78,400. So 4,800 is your savings. So green color. So naturally 4,800 savings minus 1,600, 3,200 should be, I repeat, 3,200 should be not, that is actually adverse, no? So 4,800 plus 1,600. A 6,400 should be adverse in usage. Usage should be 6,400 adverse. My God, let us see. What is your actual usage? What is your standard usage? Guys, actual usage is how much? 78,400. You have used consumed 78,400. But you have manufactured 72,000. And 1 kg only is the standard consumption. So therefore, 72,000 into 1 kg per unit. You should only consume 72,000. But you have consumed 78,400. So how much kilos you have consumed more? 6,400 kilos you have consumed more. And what is the rate per kg? Because that much rate per kg, standard rate per kg. So 6,400 kilos you have consumed more. And what is the rate per kg? It is 1 rupee. That is already given in the question. 1 rupee per kg. Therefore, guys, it is your adverse. So 72,000 you should consume. Instead of that, you have consumed 78,400 into 1 rupee. So 6,400 adverse. Okay. So I repeat, it is 6,400. So this is with respect to material variance. Similarly, you have to do for labor. 3,200 you have to divide into labor cost and labor rate variance. And labor rate and labor efficiency. Similarly, you have to do. And fixed cost already you have done 800. And variable overhead directly you can do. So let me do the variable overhead alone. Okay, variable overhead alone. And they are not asking variable overhead only, they are asking. Okay, and fixed overhead expenditure variance. That already you have done. Fixed overhead expenditure variance already you have done. Variable overhead variance you already done. 1,600, 800 you have done. Actually, these two, usage and price, you need not work out. Material variance, labor variance, sales price variance. Sales price variance already calculated. Please look at this. Okay, what is your sales price variance? Sales price variance. Okay, so how many units? Your units is how many units you have sold? You have sold actually 72,000. What is your selling price? What is your actual selling price? What is your standard selling price? Okay, your selling price. Your actual selling price is how much? Actual your standard selling price is 4 rupees. It's already computed. 4 rupees. What is your actual selling price? Guys, your actual selling price is 2,80,000 is your sales by 72,000. P rupee 89 paisa. You are selling, your sale price variance is less. Instead of 4 rupees, you have sold less. So therefore, it is adverse. So minus 4 rupees into how many units like that you have sold? Into 72,000 units you have sold like that. So therefore, it is 8,000 rupees adverse, guys. It is 8,000 rupees adverse. Okay. So this is your sales price variance. That is your 8,000. Okay. So I think I have done. I explained to you everything with respect to your flexible variance. Flexible budget and with respect to variance. I'm sure you can do wonders with this. And please remember, this budget and variance is always interrelated. Budget, standard, and variance is always interrelated. try to do as much questions as possible for you to actually get a grip on this. Okay. So my best wishes to each and every one of you. See you tomorrow evening 4:15 p.m. I repeat, see you tomorrow evening 4:15 p.m. So till that time, thank you very much and have a great day. Okay.